Hello everybody, this is Dune, and I'm playing Factorio. Getting a lot of drop frames from changing my settings. The first time I've played Factorio since I changed my settings. So, at first it was like 40% drop frames, but it's down to less than 10% now, so maybe it's playable. Let's go back out to the zoom map from when I loaded it, see if that's an issue. I switched to using the NVENC video processing part of the video card to do the processing. It's been good. Anyways, well, we'll give this a little shot and then go back and check replay. See if I've messed something up. And secondly, we are now back on the Factorio's main alpha branch. We've been playing 1639, what I considered the last stable version. 1640 is when all the trains started crashing. 1641, they fixed that, but signals that were circuit controlled, which most of mine are, or well, not most of mine, but most of the ones entering stations are, such as, say, this one, that they weren't working. They were just green. And the developers said after they fixed it, was once the signal was changed by the circuit, then it was working again. But in the meantime, you had trains trying to, that were, if you've seen any of my previous streams, the train would come up and park right next to it, the train that was already there because it was green, trying to get in there, and, that caused traffic problems, and I'm not willing to deal with that when I've got over 250 trains, when, anywhere for 10, 20 or more trains would be stuck in that fashion. So we've been playing with the 1639 version. But right now this is the 1642, and hopefully they've got that fixed. Plus they fixed my search, train engine or train station search, which before, if you typed or unload, it would give you every station that had or and every station have unload. But in this case, now it's finally fixed. It shows only the or unload stations, which, as you can see, I only have 4 of them. It's much easier to select the station when you can give it a more definitive search. So that's awesome. So praise the Lord for that. And don't really have any agenda. I thought maybe I would do things like bring track down through this section here, fill out the track. Last episode we rebuilt the blue circuit. It was right here. I figured at some point this will be all red circuits, so it was good to have blue circuits moved in advance of that later migration. And in the meantime, I was doing some math in my head. Roughly it takes 10, assuming no productivity modules, 10 green circuit trains to make one blue chip train, plus the one red chip train. That is horribly inefficient. But so we're just going to need a whole massive amount of green circuits. For the moment, we only have 3 blue chip trains, so it's not a desperate situation. But it is something definitely to be concerned with. So I mentioned we've got 2 waiting. I mentioned we might need to make a whole nother 2x3 green circuit station. We have the copper now. we have an overabundance of copper. 361,000 average over 6 stations here in the south. That's quite a bit. If we're to make green circuits, near the iron and near this copper, then, we could ship that up to blue circuits. Maybe here, so it's easy straight north-south shot to the blue circuits, but not quite ready to do that yet, but that's definitely something that might need to be done, especially as we push for greater research. Right now we're doing about 1.8K per minute. So let's just switch to that minute one. It's a little steadier. So yes, we're doing 1.8K per minute. That's quite a bit. It's really pushing things. Yellow pots are probably the least. Right now we're making 2.4K per minute. We really, that's been difficult because blue chips have been scarce for a while. But I mean, we've caught up to it. These are backed up, but not terribly. So you can see these chests are almost out. I don't think we need to really expand this. I think this is enough production. It's just the blue chips. As you can see, blue chips, this is where the blue chips unload. There's none here to be used. They're still using some. I've got some in the buffer chest. Each of these buffer chests can hold 2,000, but they've only got 1,000 in them, just under 1,000 in them each now. So that's total of 7.57K in the net logistics system, but you can see it's ticking down by about 100 every second. This is a different build than my typical, like say here's the purple pots. I know it has an official name, CARE, Production Science Pack. And this one took definitely a lot more setup, because to make the electric furnaces I need a brick foundry, a brick setup just like this, and to make the electric engine required a whole lot more. Electric engine required pipes and gears for engines, and then engines for electric engines. But at the same time, I think, when this thing's cranking, it's making something like 8,000 or 9,000 per minute, which is way better. So as we push forward, we'll probably have to do that. I did it a little bit. I was making the level 1 speed modules here, but once I went to the rocket control unit, the rocket control unit also requires speed modules. So where is that? Down here, rocket control unit. So the speed modules bit also requires blue chips. And then speed modules are being made right here. We're doing okay on them. We have almost 190,000 speed modules sitting here, so we're quite good in that. This one setup will do that for quite some time. We did run low on it when we ran low on red chips 6 episodes or so ago. Green chips, though, we're having a hard time keeping up with demand. Now we have 4 trains. I thought we had caught up the other day, but as we can see, it's not quite the case. it's not bad. It's just I would prefer to have a little wiggle room than to see these many trains sitting here, but it's okay for now. We'll just keep hoping that we got the production, or we'll have to make more, which is always a good thing. Well, as I'm looking at this, I'm noticing that this copper yarn station is out of copper, so let's have a look at that. Alright, so there's none being mined, and there's none in storage. So let's disable this station, or delete it from the train, and then disable the station, mark it for cleanup. And then we can delete it off of Yarm. Yarm's pretty, I wouldn't say it's horribly resource intensive, but it definitely is. We pull up this, we can see somewhere in here, Yarm. It's using 3 to 10. I've seen up as high as 10 for Yarm's processing. You know, of this total update total. Most of it's the game code, you know, integral to the train, or to the, you know, the base game. But Yarm does take up, it's roughly what, upwards of 10% or more of that update cycle. So it is expensive, but gosh, when you have, turn that off, F5, when you have this much going on in your base, you really need something to help you monitor all your mining. And I find Yarm's doing it for me. If they could make it, you know, a little bit more efficient, that'd be great. Anyways, I mean, it's just sort of amazing how big this base has got it. But you have to. I mean, you need places to build outposts, and you have the mining outposts that continues to move outwards as you run out of material. And I mean, you know, most of the iron and copper have been mined in this area here, so you just got to keep pushing outwards to get more of it. So anyways, what was I thinking? Where'd my brain go? Oh yeah, I thought about just building some track. You know, in the meantime, while our new builds display more where weakness is. You know, like I said with the speed modules, is we had, you know, 190,000 of them. You really won't find out that there's a problem until it runs out because of the buffer. And by then you're like, you know, oh gosh, red circuits, didn't realize that was a problem. So what you do is, you know, I mean, there's so many things you can do to improve your base. Like I said, build more track, expand the borders, various, you know, set up radars if you don't like the brown out or the non-displayed areas. Those are the things I tend to do. You know, I really cared about that early on, the radars. Not so much in the new areas so much anymore. You know, as I go in there with outposts to mine stuff, I'll put up radars. But it's not so much important to me, because I used to care about maybe, you know, biters sneaking through and setting up bases. Now with artillery, it's not as worrisome, because, you know, these artillery range, like this whole area, external area, like if a biter somehow did get through my defenses and tried to set up a base, they get pummeled. So artillery is definitely helpful for that. We can also set up more of our elite solar panels. So we can definitely check that out. How's this doing? We have a full train car available, plus quite a bit more on hand. So let's definitely do that to start with. I will, let's see how many is up there. Plus I want to decon some stuff before we get there so it's ready to go. We have 150 in stock and 300 accumulators. So we'll rip up from right to left. Let's just pull up, say 4. Oh shoot, I did it again. I don't want to take the power substations or the roboports. So let's put those on our white list. Actually needs to be on the blacklist, don't they? No. Wait, my brain. Yes, blacklist. Things we don't. Ignore all filtered items. So, substation and roboports. So now when we click over this, we'll just do a small example here. You'll see everything except for the substations not marked and robostation not marked. 2, 3 more. Alright, and then we'll send the train to Solar 1. Oh, I was thinking of grabbing some more, but that's okay. Okay, so somehow I destroyed power in my grab there. Even though I purposely tried not to break power, I did. I must have pulled up a radar in that. Like right here, there might have been a radar. That's sort of problematic, but we'll get it solved. I mean, it's connected to the main power grid, at least into 4 different places. So it's makes me wonder where the break is. Of course my bots are going to fill me up on these things, but oh well. So where was this radar? It had to have been something like this. Yep. I wasn't careful. Forgot I should have blacklisted radars as well. So anyways, we can begin to put down the new ones. Get out of here before they trap me in. Yep, there's that radar. Alright, so we can have them do that. Head back and unload. Ugh, you're kidding me, dude. Stop. Tell me there's no train coming up behind me, please. I hate the pathing sometimes. Uh-oh, I might get run over. Oh, definitely gonna get run over. Oh. At least that one didn't get blown up. That's the important one. Ouch. Alright, so, well, we can fix that. Maybe. Let's get back in position. God, this train's going... Wish you could say only certain trains could come down this way. Alright, well, all that stuff gone. There's a copper train. Maybe I can... Oh, here comes an iron train. Alright, I'm stuck. See, look at this guy. Where is he going? Alright, I'm running back. This is annoying to me. Where's this iron train going? I'm going to solve this problem once and for all. Oops. probably not going to be where we want this. Yeah, I'll just have a chest. Yeah, doesn't need to be moved right now. Let's just change those to steel chests. Was it? Wait. I think I saw that this would be in the logistic network if I put that there. So let's do that. That connected, but right there is good for now. Let's train fuel, unload. God, I wish you could sort these. Enable, disable. Everything equals 0. Alright, research. Go. So, let's see. We need to get these definitely closer. How close can I get it? That's close enough. Right. Then request chest. Do it right here. We can use that power pole, except for it's not going to be a big enough distance. There is a substation though right here. This might be in range. How big is that? Okay. So it needs to be, we're just going to have to do it down further. Let's do this. Is that connected there? Yes. Do that there. Yeah. Okay. Request 10. And most we'll have is 10. Supplying yourself is unfair. You know what? I can can send my train to Copper Station. Yeah, it's not a problem. So it changes now. Well, we do have a train on the way out, or something. He's going through, it looks like. Yeah, iron load train. You don't want trains coming in here that don't belong. So if we make it so a train can't actually get through, then they can't, then they won't pass through. It means moving this, well, it doesn't have to mean moving this station. So only trains exiting can exit. But no train coming in this way can go straight through. And by having this section loop in and out on itself, trains won't flow through unless there's some major traffic jam. But it's highly unlikely. Okay, right. I need to set up passing. Do this. This was my blue circuit pattern. I suppose I can erase that. We're not going to be building another one for some time. Why'd that do that? Okay, so from here to here. There to there. That should be good. Right. Wow. Are these not connected? Why is this? Oh. It's really strange though. Let's bring this over here. There we go. So you might ask why I don't do the rail signals like I did for the copper build in the south, is because I hadn't come up with that method yet. And this one's working, so there's no reason to fix it. Sorry, my neighbors are playing around on a drivable small vehicles that kids can drive and have fun on, but I'm sure the microphones are picking it up, as well as me smelling the exhaust from those things. It smells like a bunch of lawnmowers going off outside my window. A little bit of traffic here. Don't like that this guy is blocking the intersection, because these guys can't flow because this guy's stuck. What this really needs is another signal right about here. Accumulators and stuff. Didn't I do something like that? Did give a way of turning around, but I don't really have a lot of room to make any adjustments right here. Because this is already planned out, I don't want to just pick it up, then I'd have to redo all that. So I need to turn my train around. Hey. Holding down right turn instead of left. Notice all these signals are red is because this train's now on that block, so I need to fix that. How'd our solar do? It's all done. How many's left? 380, 295, 380. So we can do 360, so 2 of them. Doesn't look like there's any radars in there, but we will care about that anyways. So, substation, roboports, and radar. Pull those up. No, 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 no. Ah, crap. I did the exact wrong thing. I pulled them up instead of... I whitelist them instead of blacklist. Yeah. Mistakes, mistakes, mistakes. What would the world be like without mistakes? Yeah, it probably wouldn't be a world. I don't know. Anyways. And the traffic snarl got unsnarled. Well, it's saying 32% drop frames right now, so I'm going to end this episode and take a look at my settings. See if there's something I can do to alleviate that. Thanks for watching, and I might be back later, or I'm also been streaming Assassin's Creed Origins. Not sure which one I'll do next. Anyways, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.